Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 13 of the Living Tantra podcast. Today, I am here with one of my closest friends and a colleague I so deeply respect. She is both a mentor, a friend, a fellow traveler, and someone who shares my own very, very deep commitment and love of truth. Fabiana Sacca is a pathwork helper, a shaman, an intuitive leader, and a therapist. She brings her passion to explore in depth who we really are, working with the shadow, with prayer, with the body, and with emotions and attitudes that prevent us from living full and vibrant lives, even in times of crisis. She encourages people to follow their passion and their heart's desire as their path. She is responsible for all the pathwork trainings in Argentina. I am so happy to have you here today. This feels so amazing. And I really, really want for you to speak to us about relationship as path.
Okay, yes. Hello, everybody. I am so happy to be with you here. With you in person. I missed you so much. We are such not only good friends, but we really do this path to return home, to return to love through relationship. You're one of the ones that I really do this path, and it's precious, and we each know this.
Yes.
From each other.
It's not always easy.
No, it's not easy. It doesn't have to be easy.
Yeah.
It's like this. I've been moving through relationship and sexuality for so many years right now, mostly 40. So through relationship, we will know the divine inside of us. And nowadays, everything that is happening in the world, all the energies are moving us towards that. So in this place, why do I say that we will know who we are, and we will know the divine inside of us through relationship? Because through relationship, everything that it's love will come up, and everything that it's not aligned to love and truth also. Not only our thoughts, not only our wounds, our childhood wounds, but also the attitudes that we have towards people. For example, when we are with another, we will get triggered a lot. We many things will come up. We will not be seen. We will not feel loved. We will not feel cared for. We will feel abused. And that is not what we are feeling, but how we are feeling. And through relationships, we step out of our minds and go into our hearts.
Hold on. You just said something really key.
Okay.
It is not what we are feeling, but how we are feeling.
Yes.
Can you speak to the difference of those?
Yes. For example, if I am with somebody and I feel misunderstood or not seen or not heard, that's not a feeling, it's a state. And it's a state that that reminds me and that brings up my childhood wound.
So it's not present, it's triggering the past.
It's triggering the past in order for me to bring it into the present. Yeah. For example, I can respond to life. Instead of responding to life, I will react to life if I do it from the childhood wound. Yeah. So I will, whenever I don't feel understood or seen, I will push the other, or I will feel rage, for example. And it's not really a feeling, but it's the beginning of a feeling. It's an emotion that has a feeling inside. So I feel angry, or I feel rage or frustrated many times. And in that, whenever I feel that, I can react to life as I did in the past. Or I can integrate that into the present moment, saying, okay, what do I need to to do in order to be understood, to feel myself understood. It doesn't matter if the other one doesn't understand us, but we need to feel understood, seen, cared for, So in order for me to be seen, I need to show myself who I am in the moment. And that is the tricky part, because who I am in this moment, maybe I don't like it.
So I am angry.
Yes. For example, I am angry. So I can tell you, you know what? I pretend you to see me and I demand you to see me. And if you don't see me, I will go away. I will go away from this relationship. This is who I am in the moment. And when I show myself to the other, I am, the other one can see me or not, but my expression of who I am is me taking care of that need.
And bridging it. You're not keeping it secret inside, building a wall.
Yes. And I know I am not recreating from the past. Every time the same, because we don't, when we said, yes, I recreate the past all the time, I do the same things, I have the same attitudes. And one of the attitudes that we have, as you said, is keeping that secret or hidden, or you said, no, this is not important, but it is, because we are so grown up that we feel very, sometimes ashamed to show
around what we feel,
who we are in the moment, and there is a spiritual law that I love that says that whenever you know what you feel, you can know what you need. And if you know what you feel and what you need, you know who you are in the moment.
Okay, give me an example.
For example, I know that I feel rage because I want to be seen, because I don't feel seen. And what do I need? It's not that I need to be seen, that's the past. But what I need is to show myself. Because when I show myself, I let myself be seen. It's a giving.
So we so often blame the outside, for example, for not being seen, but really we're not allowing ourselves to be seen.
Yes, because we want the other to guess.
Yes.
We pretend the other to do it for us.
Yes.
We pretend and demand the other to heal our wound.
Yes.
And it's not that our wound needs to be healed. It has to be integrated in a mature way. And this is the way we do it. Like we don't know. This is why through relationship, whenever we are in truth with who we are, eros, life force, comes in and penetrates our body and our personality, and we feel alive.
So our aliveness, our vitality is connected to our level of honesty with ourselves and our capacity to share that or allow ourselves to be seen in that with another.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. So this woman is a witch when it comes to many things, but specifically in my experience with her, with my children, there have been times when my son has been acting out and I've been really triggered by it. And you have guided me through a process to where all of a sudden he completely changes his behavior and nothing has been touched with him, but you took me deeper into my own process within that. Can you speak to how our children are part of this pathway of us allowing our humanity and becoming more vital in who we are?
Yes. Okay. Our children, as children, inherit things from our parents and then inherit things from us.
Yes.
So they inherit everything that we don't go through or move through, they act it out. So I remember once we were in the car, remember, may I say that?
Yes,
so I remember she was driving me to the airport in Hawaii. And I remember he was very young,
yeah.
and he was like in a tantrum. He wanted to do his way,
screaming and kicking and yelling.
And that is life, you know. And we want to to shut down.
It was inconvenient.
Yes, it was inconvenient, and it is uncomfortable. And so I said to her, okay, look, young people, all our children, until we die, they will act out what we deny. So what are you feeling right now? And I don't remember what you said, but as soon as you said it, I remember he was, look, and he
passed out. He fell asleep. It was like I was angry. As soon as I was able to feel my anger and feel it in my body, it was like, zoop. He didn't have to feel it anymore. He was off duty.
Yes, and it was so quick because he was like, and then all of a sudden he passed out. And so this is the thing about this. We all have the connection to God, to the divine in us, to our higher aspects. And now more than before, I remember in my 20s, I am now in my 60s. And I remember that was like something very rare. And now it's very common that we have this personal connection to the divine, to the divine in us. Yes. And how do we bring that into the everyday life,
into human,
yes, into relationship, into because each one we meet, being a superficial relationship or a very deep relationship, a very intimate relationship, brings whether we are in truth or in love, or whether we are in illusion, and recreating from the past, and where we are hating. So this is like an adventure that whenever we commit to a relationship, we need to know that there is a yes and there is a no in this lifetime. Because this is a world of duality. And we can live in the world and not be from the world. You know, we can live in the world, but we are not part of the world.
Yes.
So we can create really a world of love if we do it with the people we know. And if some of us do this, the world will become a world of love, where you can be who you are and I can be who I am, because there is no threat.
Okay, I want to go deeper with all of this because you're living it. And right, it's one thing with our children, and we have experiences with our children where we're triggered, we work our triggers, they shift. Others, when we're not triggered, it's clearly their own stuff. I want to venture into the realm with you with sexuality and more intimate relating, because that is a completely different ballgame where, you know, of course, there's the yes at first and everything is perfect and fireworks and sexuality is amazing and everything is opening. And then we hit up against the no, and that navigation of how we continue to know the divine in relationship with another when it's messy, when it's not everything beautiful and flowers and this and that. It's not the sacred union that we've all been sold, you know, we're chasing after all of our lives. It's not orgasmic and blissful. It's hard.
It's like this. Eros
Yes.
It's the bridge. It's like a taste. You know, when you have a perfume and the person gives you a very tiny
sample.
Eros is the sample that you can create that with that person. If you really move from who you really are being with the other.
Eros is
life force.
But you describe it in eros, love, and sexuality.
Yeah.
The three together.
Yes, because it's a triad.
Yes.
They don't go separate, even though you can feel them separate.
Yes.
Maybe you can feel love for one person and your sexuality goes towards another. That's very common.
Yes. Say more. Well, when you're ready, say more about that. That's a huge thing happening.
I will say first what eros means. Eros means eros and truth and love are the same.
Yeah.
So whenever we are in truth with who we are, and sometimes we don't bring it into relationship, but whenever we are in truth with who we are, we will feel the move towards union.
Yeah.
There is a pull towards union that we all humans have because we are one. And there is a counter pull towards union that says, no, whenever I
am my own.
Yes. Yeah. Whenever I am who I am, the other one abuse me, the other one don't see me, the other one don't love me, the other, So whenever we meet with somebody and we have this pull towards union, eros will come up. And it can last maybe 6 months, 2 months, maybe 1 month. I don't know.
Yeah.
It has its time. Mm-hmm. And it can continue if we go inside. We can, because it's like a fire that we need to keep on.
We need to tend to it.
Yes, we need to tend to it. So whenever we lose the eros, it's not because of the other. It's because we are not in truth
with ourselves.
Yes.
Can you say that again? This is so important.
Yes.
It's like when the eros or the attraction goes in the relationship is not in truth.
No, because it doesn't has to do with being together as partners, maybe, but being together as people who love each other.
And are honest
with themselves and with the other.
Yeah.
For example, if I am with you, for sure, things will get triggered. Yeah. And when we are with partners, things will get triggered more and more. Yeah. And we will experience, because our bodies, when we are with a partner, comes together, there is the most deep connection in this human body of knowing God. And what we are asked is to be undefended. And we create defenses. They are unconscious mostly, for sure, because they are protective. They protect us in order for us not to go into the wounded one.
Yes.
But they really keep us from being in truth and love.
Yes.
And from that deep connection and from knowing the divine with another. Because we can know the divine, this connection, this personal connection, but nowadays, what it's sweeping the planet, this energy that is sweeping the planet, this new consciousness that is sweeping the planet is saying, okay, you already know God in you.
Yes.
Okay, you know the divine in you. Okay, now know the divine with the other, because with the other, because it has a different form, a different history, a different connection, you will get triggered in a way,
You will see all the places you don't know the divine.
Yes, and your attitudes where you withhold love, where you said, no, I won't love. Many aspects will come up. And then when you don't tend that fire in you, the eros will diminish, because the fire, it's something that you have to keep on going.
So hold on a minute here, because the fire may diminish in us, but oftentimes what I see in relationships happen is that then the eros springs up somewhere else, in a relationship outside the primary relationship.
Yes, because for one of the things that happen in relationships is that whenever you are with a partner, if you look outside, it's because many times you have problems with your own masculinity or femininity, whatever your physical body, whatever you chose to embody in that moment.
Man or woman.
Yes, man or woman. And then all these things will come up also. It's not only that the childhood one gets triggered. When I'm saying triggered, is everything that it's not aligned to love and truth. This means attitude, maybe putting myself on top of you, judging you, blaming you, demanding you, pretending, feeling guilty, all the shame around what we have done or who we have been or who we are or what is going on inside, or the guilt. This comes up in relationship. You cannot stop that whenever you commit to a deeper relationship. When you commit with a friend, with a partner, with a co-worker too. Okay, you commit, and things starts to, oh, you said this is the love of my life, this is
forever,
and
this
then
is the one.
resentment comes in, and all the things comes because you are asking for that. You are asking where is the truth in me, and where I'm still in illusion, because I want to love.
Love brings up all that is
everything.
Not love. There's something that's so exquisite,
yeah,
that you speak about, the separation between love and power, and how that plays out in when we fraction in relationship, like maybe our love is in one place and our power is in another.
Yes.
Can you speak to that and how we unify those within ourselves?
Yes. Sometimes we, for example, we act out. For example, I am a woman. Yeah. And for many years, I rejected my mother, for example. And I felt that the women were weak or were submissive or weren't the chosen one, you know? Yeah. So in that place, unconsciously, I will move more into a masculine aspect. Yes. And this doesn't have to do with homosexuality. We can choose whatever we want to choose in life to love. This has to do with hating who we are, you know? Yeah. Because we are both. We are feminine and masculine aspects. And when this comes together, we really feel fulfilled as human beings. And if I reject or I hate one aspect in me, I cannot unify, even though I do all the work in the world, you know? So in relationship, this comes up. And I know it if my power or if my heart goes to one. In my case, I choose men to love, to have partners with, but it's okay, it's whatever. And if my heart goes to one man and my body goes to another,
your shakti, your sexuality,
my power. Yes. So I have a split in myself that splits my upper body from my waist down, and there I cannot embody the divine. I can experience sexuality and I can experience a sort of love, and I won't experience the unconditional love. Unconditional love is not loving unconditionally, it's loving any condition.
So it's sexuality that brings up more of the shadow, the darkness.
Yes, because the genitality, and you can have sexuality with life, you don't, but the genitality is what holds the shame, the guilt, the deeper darkness that we have, the withholding. Yeah. And in sexuality, we don't have this mask. We know who we are there. We know when we feel pleasure, when in having control or in having power over, or in violence, or and where our pleasure is attached. And pleasure means life, truth, eros. Yeah. Because it's the life force. Pleasure and life force are the same. Yes. And we as human cannot live without life force. Yes. So if our life force is attached to a negative condition or to a negative climate, we will create that in order to have our pleasure. And even if we don't like it, this is why we recreate again and again the same issues. Right. And sometimes I see people that tend to criticize themselves because of doing this, and judgment doesn't bring growth. We will always judge, and we can not believe in judgment. Oh, here I'm judging. I cannot believe in it. Yeah. This is not true. Right. Yeah.
So, question for you. Yeah. And I'm asking this, and I know you. What are the prerequisites or the parameters needed in relationship for us to say, yes, this is a relationship that I can choose as a path to grow. Because no partner is perfect. No partner will always be as conscious as we are, or more conscious, or more embodied. What needs to be in place, both within ourselves and within the ingredients of the relationship, for that to be a path for our growth.
First of all, I move a lot with spiritual laws.
Yes, you do.
Because I have my personal connection to the divine, and then also the impersonal connection to the divine are these divine laws, or spiritual laws, as you want to call them.
Right. Can you define what a spiritual law is, just for people that don't know that term?
Yes, spiritual laws is not obligation, as people think. It's like a GPS to return to who we are, to love.
Yes.
It's like they are path to truth, because there is only one truth. There are not many truths. There is only one truth, and you can always come back to love.
Yeah.
For example,
yes.
For example, if I have a problem with you, yes, it's true maybe that you have done something that hurts me, that it's not in alignment to love and truth, and I need to find the cause in me. Yeah. What is my attitude to that? If I really limit you, if I have boundaries, if I am real with you, if I don't want to lose you, there are
What's
many,
the hidden undercurrent in you that's causing?
Yes, exactly. Right. But you asked a question before.
What are the ingredients?
The ingredients. Yes. Whatever you, for example, whenever, this is what I talk about spiritual law, because equal attracts equal. So when people said I am ready to love, I said, okay, you're ready to love. Okay, this came into your life. Do you love him? No, this is not the one. Or this is not the one.
I'm not ready to love this one.
No. And you said, okay, but this is what comes in the moment. What is love? Is not embracing, like, love
blind.
Is, yes, the highest level of love is truth. And truth is the most needed form of love in the planet, and the most rare. So who I am with the other, it's saying, okay, you know what, I want to love, but when you came, it's not that you say it to the other, but you know it.
You're honest with yourself.
Yes, honest with yourself.
I'm not loving right now.
Yeah. I am not ready to love as I thought I was. Yeah. But because I want a different form, or the different partner, somebody that takes care of me. Oh no, it's too tall, it's too high, it's too small. I don't know. It's too, and because we don't like what we attract, we don't like who we are. Whenever we attract somebody and said, okay, one of the requisites that will brings us to the fulfillment as a man and a woman, and in relationship, is first to know what we feel with the other and what we need. For example, if I need, as I said before, if I need to be seen, am I willing to show myself? If I am willing, if I need to be loved, I am willing to love. Because being loved is something we demand, and in demand we will find rejection. And if I, for example, if I need to be cared for and be nicely treated, it's like, am I willing to be nurturing with myself? I am doing that. And it's not that we have to be perfect. We need to be conscious about all those things. Oh, here I am not nurturing myself. And I pretend that somebody comes and
takes care of me in this way that I refuse to take care of myself.
That I refuse to take care. Oh, I see this in me. Not punishing when we see things, because that turns consciousness into judgment, and there you cannot grow. Yeah. And so you are humble in that place, and you said, okay, wow, this is showing me how much I need to nurture myself in order to have a nurturing relationship. So when you have when you know exactly, because you have to know very precisely what your need is, then you need to know what's the urgency of your need. If you have an urgency, you will want to get it from the outside. So you said, okay, I there is an urgency in me and I want to get it from the outside. But okay, and I relax there. Because is the relaxation in what is inside of us what will allow the life force to come in and to bring more love in, you know?
Receiving our blessing.
Yes, exactly. Receiving the blessing.
So again, bullet points for people entering relationship. Like, what are red flags in terms of this is not a relationship where I can grow? And what are, because no person, no man, no woman is going to be the one on every level.
No.
But what needs to be in place for it to be workable?
That both, for example, you can grow in any relationship, but if you want a partnership or a co-working partner, you need to both be willing to grow. Because the willingness to be in love, to be more truthful to each other is what will bring you more together. Because you will be open to dialogue, you will be open to what the other brings, you will be open to share who you are. But it's both. And if the other one is not willing to grow, you can always grow, knowing that you don't fight the other to want, you know.
What this brings up in us, though, when we meet another who's willing to grow, is we have to face all the places within us where we weren't willing to have another willing to grow, where we wanted to be the one in control, where we wanted to be the one guiding, where we wanted to be the one that was more wise, or where we wanted to be the one guided and not take responsibility for ourselves.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, because in relationship, what happens is we always look for that parent. That we
never had.
That we never had the way we wanted. And there is something nice that we've been speaking, that, for example, in me, whenever I am with a partner, sometimes I said, okay, I believe that he loves me when he does this, this, and this, and maybe the person has a different kind of expression, expression of love, and really bringing who I am in the relationship, saying, okay, you know what, I believe that loving is this, this, and this. And the other said, you know what, I love you when I do this. Oh, that's new for me, because it's like, and in that receiving what the gifts.
So what you're saying is, we don't have to be wired to receive love in the way the other gives it, but the invitation to be open to recognizing when we're being loved.
Yes, and also what we believe love is. Because
if you don't give it to me this way at this time, when I want it,
this dynamic is love, and this one is that. So we when we are really open and willing to grow with another and to be in truth with another, there we need to surrender to the unknown. And to be open that what it's being created between the two of us, it will be a new expression of the divine that has never been created. That is the creation between two people.
The third.
Yes, the third aspect, that is the third body, that it's a combination of two people coming together with the willingness to love, with the willingness to know each other and grow in love and truth, you know? And this, the more as human beings that we do this will bring more love in the world. This will create love and truth in the world. I don't doubt that. And wars will stop.
Oh, Fabiana, so beautiful. It's not just your words, it's the transmission that you carry. And as your friend, I also know the depth to which you're living this and the fine-tooth comb that you're peeling back the layers where you're not living it and wanting to be more honest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so a willingness to grow, a willingness to be open to giving and receiving love, and also a sovereignty.
Yes.
Like being solid enough in who we are.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And knowing that we are huge spiritual beings in a human body, and we need to honor that humanness and what our boundaries are right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I said, okay, I can accept this, but this is not the truth in this moment for me.
Right.
And this is my limitation.
Yes.
You know, I would love to be different, and I am not. Yes. And I don't want to push myself, because sometimes with this new age period that we are living, we believe that we have to accept the other, that we have to do something different, and that is the ego.
Yes.
We don't have to do or be anything.
Yes.
We just need to be honest of who we are in the moment and humble in that. And okay, I will love to be that one, but I am not. You know, right
so
now.
This brings up one more question I have for you around the shadow, because loving someone when they're lovable is easy.
Yeah.
Knowing someone in the depth of their shadow and still loving them, but also being discerning with, okay, this is a shadow that I don't want to interface with that closely, or, you know, that to me is where the real love, how unconditionally can I love another and still have the discernment within myself to know I'm still okay to open to this person even when they're in their shadow. Do you want to speak to that?
Yes. First of all, we need to know that there is a big shadow and a small shadow.
Yes.
That the small shadow is the shadow that protects us, the defenses that we have, the reactions, the pushing the other, isolating ourselves, you know, like, and the big shadow are all the justifications we have, all the reasons we have in order for us not to love. It's a choice. It has an intention. No, it's a choice.
It's more insidious. It's more,
Yes.
Okay.
So whenever we are with another, for sure, the small shadow and the big shadow will surface, because that's our journey.
Yes.
To really integrate that into the light that we are.
Yes.
And the first thing that we do is to know the shadow in us. Whenever we see somebody acting that way, we okay, what is this that I am seeing in me? And what form it has? How do I use this in order not to love? And there I can use the defense of somebody in order to build a wall and withhold my love, and that is intentional.
Yes.
So in this, with the other, all this will come up, and it's beautiful because it's an adventure. If we know that we live in a world of duality, and that there is good and bad, health and illness, and we don't have to choose between one another, because if not, we pendule from one side to the other. But need to know this aspect and this, and then how this comes together. And in that, a new creation will be born. A new energy will be released from us. When we stop trying to go one way nor the other, you know.
Right.
We can have preference for sure, but we strive for one side and try to keep the human aspect outside.
Right. So for those people listening that are wanting relationship as path, I mean, first thing I would suggest is stop trying to manifest this in your life, because if you're trying, you're creating something that doesn't allow for a much larger intelligence of love to enter and challenge you into love. What would you say to people that are saying, I really want this, I'm ready for this?
If I am ready for this, I can really feel it in my heart, that the deep desire to know myself through another, to know the divine in me through another, and what can be created from that, because that's the magic, and how this experience can be felt through the body. It's like magic, and knowing that things that are uncomfortable, things that we don't like, can come. They are also invited, into the field of the relationship, because there we will know that we are willing to love. When we don't pretend that the relationship or that love is perfect in this human form.
It brings a depth and a breadth and a realness and a deeper engagement.
Yes, and a relaxation in what we are being. And that is key. Whenever we are relaxed inside, everything relaxes around us.
Right.
But whenever things get tense or there is a tension, we need to know, okay, I am not relaxed. Maybe I am in fear. Maybe I want the other to do something.
And simply by naming what we're feeling, that brings us into ourselves, into the relaxation of ourselves.
Yes, and sometimes with some people we cannot name because they don't have the language, but we have the consciousness of that. So when we are conscious, okay, here I am pretending that for the other to be different.
I never do that.
Or I want to unconsciously put my power over the other and force the other to do what I want, because I want the best for him or for her. But in that way, I am not listening and I am not allowing life.
Yes.
Trusting life.
Yes. And trusting that I'm an inherent part of life and I don't need to muscle or manipulate.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this.
No, nobody. and also, you know what? It's like when, for example, now that I am more grounded or embodied in my work and in who I am, really, there is a way where sometimes things doesn't go the way I want. And there is a trust inside of me because I am so willing to be in truth that I trust that whatever comes now is not the end, but it's a process for something bigger. So life is benign.
Yes. Life is benign. Oh, Fabi, so good to sit here with you. And Fabiana, she's leading thousands of people all over the world deeper into truth, and the pathway that she's carved out and the levels of facilitation and trainings that she's running are born of her own very direct and embodied walk. And it's from this place that it feels like a real gift to get to share you with my audience. And for those of you that want to be connected with her, all of her website and her Instagram and everything will be in the notes below. So you can find her there. And stay tuned. We'll probably be doing more together.
Yeah, sure. I love to be with you. We are so. I experience with you this sacred union. Like we were talking about this these days, and sometimes I pretend to create this with many people, and the willingness we both have for truth. the hunger we have for that is what makes it possible. And the growth we have from that is beautiful. Thank you for inviting me. I love to be with you talking with you and with the people that it's with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.